welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I am an urban gardener growing in a small space in my backyard. Tonight we are potting up eggplants. So we got 3 eggplants. If you've been here for a while, you know I did some little finger eggplant seeds, and these, they didn't come up. They were saved seeds that I got from a seed swap, so it's cool. So I have a long purple eggplant. The 3 of them came up. I'm gonna keep all 3. I had 6 plants last year. I did not need 6 plants, and so we're not gonna, that's all we need, and we're not getting any more. Last year I had the amount that I needed, and then I went into my local feeder seed store and they had white eggplant, and I was like, oh, I need those. We're not getting any more. We're also going to pot up the passion fruit, and so reality is they're very small right now, and I'm not really sure how big they get because I've never grown them before. So I'm going to go ahead and pot them up. We got 4 that came up, and so I'm going to put 2 in each pot. And so my soil, I've already moistened it and gone ahead and put it into the trays. And we have the loofah seeds, and so we have the seeds soaking. These are the seeds that I saved. These are the seeds that they're new from the packet. And someone asked me, where did I get my loofah seeds from? And I said Kids Seed Co. They do sell them, and I'm sure they are wonderful seeds because I've never had a problem with their seeds. But I actually got my seeds from Seeds Now. And they used to be, I don't know if you can see that, but they used to be 99¢ a pack. They are not that price anymore. They're like $1 and some change, I think, or maybe like $1.99. But everything's gone up. Also, our Swiss chard that we planted together last Wednesday, I think the video came out on Saturday, but we actually planted these last Wednesday in a tray with other seeds. So we're gonna go ahead and grab those out of here and pot them up. And I'm gonna put them into the 6-cell trays because they won't be growing on too much longer. They can go outside soon. So we're gonna go ahead and pull those out. And so in here, we did have some leeks and peppers. Peppers have not come up yet, but the leeks have. I think you can see that. But we're just gonna prick out all of these Swiss chard. I think Swiss chard are one of those seeds where there's more than one inside of the seed. If I'm wrong, y'all can tell me down in the comments, but I do believe they are one of the seeds that do that, because I am sure, I'm 100% sure I didn't plant that many Swiss chard seeds. So there are some seeds where there are seeds inside, like clusters of seeds already inside of the seed pod. And so I think Swiss chard is one of those seeds. So if you plant one, you could get 3 or 4 actual plants out of it. You could. I'm not telling you to plant one and hope for the best. I'm just telling you it could happen. The other thing is I finally got my Baker Creek seed order. So I'm going to just show y'all real quick what I got from Baker Creek. So their free seed was a spoon tomato. I've never heard of that, but that was the free seed that they sent. I went with the Isis candy, the Black Beauty, and of course I got my Snow Princess Calendula. This is my reasoning for doing any kind of order with them. And then I got some dwarf moringa. And so I planted the dwarf moringa before, but I didn't do anything with it. So this year I'm going to make sure that I preserve it. It's supposed to be a very healthy, nutritional, like nutrient packed plant. And it's actually a tree. It's more like a tree. And you can overwinter it in a place where it won't get frost. I'm pretty awful with overwinter, and so I do not know if that will happen, but it actually grows like a tree, so I will be growing those. And so those are the seeds that I got from Baker Creek. Just wanted to share that with you. But tonight we are going to focus on pricking out seeds and repotting and planting. All of that is happening tonight. So where is it? Oh, I already did my my thing. So that's an extra one now. I didn't even think about the fact that I already had a label in here. So let's see. We're just gonna go right down in here and pull them out. Uh-oh. We have... Might be easier if I get a knife. 1 second. Because now we've kind of disturbed the soil around the peppers. It'll be fine, I'm sure, but we don't want to continue to do that. So one of the things that could go wrong with planting like this is what you just saw. And I think if I hold the label, I'll be fine. Yep, just fine holding the label. We're just gonna go ahead and grab them and get them out of there. But in a normal situation, the way that I planted the Swiss chard with the peppers is not a normal situation for me. I forgot about the orange lunchbox peppers, if you remember in my last video. And so that's how I had to put them in here. I like to plant like things with like things. So that more than likely, they'll all start to sprout and germinate at the same time. But I didn't, and that's fine too. So now, we're just gonna grab our little seedlings. There we go, how cute. And we're gonna plop it on down in there. And you can plant them deep. They'll be just fine. All right, we're just gonna pull them apart. Pretty sure I've shown y'all this before. Just rub them apart. Just like that, you got 4 seedlings. Yeah, definitely didn't plant this many seeds. And Swiss chard is okay with a little cold. So I will be putting them outside in the greenhouse with the lettuces and the onions. And they'll be just fine out there. Of course, even with the lettuce and onions, I personally bring them inside if we're gonna have a freeze. So they'll all be coming inside if it gets too cold. And so if you're new here, I am in Virginia, zone 7B. It may not be time for you to plant these, but it may. You can do a Google of the last frost date in your area. You can do like the closest city to you, and then check the seed packet or Google when you can plant certain things in your area. And so I am using a potting soil at this point. I'm not using a seed starting mix. This method, I've said it before, is called pricking out. So if you start a bunch of seeds in the same spot, you can prick them out to plant them in their own individual sales or pots. And so there aren't a lot of extra. I don't even think I have 6 extra. Yeah, I only have 4. So I'm gonna let those little seedlings go, y'all. You know, I told you I have a hard time doing that, but there's not that many anyway. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, there's only 4 left. So we're gonna let them go. I do wonder if I could stick them in the hydroponics growing system. They've already started to sprout. We're trying that. The Swiss chard has been planted up. We are gonna hold on to these and see if we can put them in the hydroponics growing system. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. Now we're gonna go in with the loofah. And so what we're gonna do with the loofah is, I only want 2 plants. And so what I'm gonna do is plant 2 seeds in each pot. So these are the ones that I saved. And with the ones that I saved, maybe I'll plant all of them because I have no idea if, you know, I have no idea whether I saved them right. My loofah also weren't 100% mature because I had to pull them out of the garden because we were getting a freeze. So I'm gonna just drop 4 of them in here and hope that 2 of them are viable. And like I said, they've been soaking, actually they've been soaking way longer than they should have. I think these seeds have probably been soaking for, they've probably been soaking for 5 days. So if they don't germinate, that could be a part of the problem. I put them in there and then I just never got around to planting them. So those are in there. There's one left, but doesn't really fit. And I guess I'll do the same thing with these because they've already soaked. It's not like I can go back and use them. So I'll just put them all in here and see what happens. Y'all know I am the see what happens gardener. Oh boy. All right. So my loofah seeds are in. And let's see, what's next? The passion fruit. We'll go with the passion fruit. And we're just gonna pull it out. And they're dry. I mentioned before, you can do them wet or dry. It's easier to get them apart when they're dry. So we're gonna do 2 in each in each pot, like I said. They have a lot of roots. Probably only needed 1 to a pot. But how will I have my backup if I only plant 2? All right. Put that one down in there. And the other 2. One of them is literally a little baby sprout, but I'm gonna put it in there and see what happens. I'm just happy to know it doesn't take 90 days for them to root. Also, I hope this is not a plant that doesn't like its roots disturbed. We'll find out. Now these seeds will stay in the house. I'm not gonna put them out in the greenhouse. All right. And lastly, I'm gonna pot up the eggplant. Same thing, pop them out. Probably should have potted these up a little while ago, but I will show you. We have a good root system, not root bound, and they are white. And we're just gonna tease them apart. Try to get as much of the root that belongs to each plant. Lost some. This one lost some. So we're gonna put her on down in there. She got some too. Not gonna plant those as deep as I'm planting everything else because they're much more mature than the plants that I've been repotting. Gonna kind of plant that. We're planting these kind of the same height as they were in the soil that they came out of, essentially. I don't want to go up the stem of these. And last but not least, our last eggplant. This soil is a little bit wet on this side, and I'm assuming it's because there were 2 in the other one, so it was pulling up the soil more than this one. But still, we have a good root system. Still gonna take, I'm gonna take a little bit of this soil off. And we're gonna get her down in there. And just like that, we have potted up, we have sown, and we are ready to go. All right, so everything is potted up and back under the lights. So I put 1 in the hydroponics growing system and I saved the other 2. It's so sad how I can't get rid of them. And then there are our other babies all potted up and comfy in their spots. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.